I want you to follow with all intensity, because you will never be broke another day of your life. We are not following cunningly devised fables. It's not every man of God that can make you prosper. There are those of us called by God with the mantle for wealth, riches, and money. And to be a member of COSA Global is to be tabernacled and resident under a grace that fabricates, manufactures wealth, riches, and money. I say to you again, this will be your most prosperous year. Therefore, is the comprehensive definition of dominion. Dominion is having God and having money. Dominion is having God and having money. Because according to that Ecclesiastes 7:12, money is a defense. The same way that wisdom is a defense. So listen, money is a weapon. It is a weapon. Can somebody scream with me? Money is a weapon. I want you to scream it with me, COSA Global. The truth is, there is no devil more than poverty. All other devils are dead. There is no devil more than poverty. The torture, the agony, the pain, the setbacks that comes from poverty, only Satan can give it. So therefore, poverty is the real devil. There is 36:11. If they obey and serve him, they will spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. It is written here, if you obey and serve God, you will prosper. You will prosper. You will prosper. So poverty is a sign of ungodliness. To be poor means there is sin in your life. Unfortunately, life. Never trust the holiness of a poor man.
I've never done anything like this before, but there's something very wicked, something very antichrist about this that dares me to be so bold. Firstly, I want to ask, who is a poor person? What does poverty mean? That word, what does it mean? Poor people, there's poverty that. Can you call a person poor if what he has is enough for him? A person has clothes on their back, has food in their belly, and a roof over their heads. Do they not have enough for their lives to be respected as honorable and dignified? Are they poor because they don't have millions in their bank account? If I need to move from point A to point B, am I poor because I got there by bus and not by private car? If I moved to point B from point A, is that not the thing that should matter? That I got to where I was going to? If I cannot afford to eat fried rice and turkey, and I can whip up my concussion rice and egg in my kitchen and eat my meal and fall asleep after with peace of mind, a thankful heart, and a full belly, who are you to call me poor because you are eating turkey and I'm eating egg? Why are we doing this to people that God made? Why are we doing this? A lot of the things that we qualify as poverty in people's lives is simply an inability to afford luxuries, not necessarily an inability to have their basic necessities met.
Makes sense.
Forgive me, how can one be so heartless as to look people in the eye and tell them that the fact that they cannot buy turkey or travel with Uber is because they are sinful? How can you reduce the quality of a person's soul to how much they have? How can we not fear God like this? You know, the saddest, most vicious thing about this video is that it successfully points people to things rather than God. It makes it so that people judge their nearness to God, judge the prosperity of their souls based on how well they are doing materially. It does the very opposite of the thing that Jesus came to do, the very opposite of the thing that the gospel seeks to do. It puts a block of stumbling in people's paths. It ties a nail around their necks and plays a drum for them as they dance their way to hell. Because if you are telling people that poverty is proof of sin, what you are inadvertently saying is that wealth is proof of holiness. And people will believe that the wealthier they are, the holier they are. So let us do whatever we can to be wealthy, because if wealth is proof of my righteousness, then let me be wealthy whatever the cost. You've opened the door to hell wide open and handed out personal invitations, and God will judge you. Whatever it is you do to make God's little ones to stumble, God will judge you. Oh, it is so that Christians will not be mediocre. If you want to discourage mediocrity in the life of a Christian, encourage him to be diligent with his work. Encourage him to be faithful with his business. Don't tell him to aim to be wealthy. Don't tell him to aim to be rich if he truly loves Jesus. It is not necessary. Faithfulness and diligence comes with rewards that are sweet. The pursuit of wealth does not. If wealth is what you are chasing, you will pierce yourself with many sorrows. The Bible says this clearly. Read 1 Timothy 6:9-10. And let God be true and every man else be a liar.
I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, I don't know where to begin. I think we've spoken about this at length, and if people haven't gotten it up till now, then I guess maybe we should do some more work, or maybe not. I'm not sure exactly what to do. But this whole prosperity doctrine of a thing has never been for the benefit of common people. And when you think that preachers will die it down a little bit and focus on salvation, you are shocked to find one preacher just double down with the whole thing. You can hear his whole preaching about wealth and success. And more too often, they conflict the prosperity in the Bible with physical wealth. Success in the Bible does not necessarily mean that you having so much money in your bank account. Success and happiness in the Bible does not necessarily mean that someone has to be Aliko Dangote in this world. Most of these things in the Bible are spiritual. They are not physical. They are spiritual blessings. They are spiritual peace of mind, not physical wealth. These are two different things. But these men of God have understood how desperate people have become. They know that hunger and starvation is killing people. They know that the leaders, the crooked and wicked leaders we have disenfranchised the people. And so what they now do is use all this against the people. The people are desperate. The people know little to nothing. The people believe in the so-called men of God. And now the men of God are abusing that trust. They are abusing that respect. They are even abusing the Bible for their own gains. And had it been that all this twisting of the Bible was for the benefit of the masses, it wouldn't have been great, but I would have understood. It would have been understandable. But it's not for the benefit of the masses, but only for the benefit of the preachers. They have preached prosperity gospel for how long now? And who among the members, or what percentage of the members have benefited from it? You just tell me. Just tell me. That's the question I've always been asking people on this platform. If you are being honest with yourself and not being a biased person, come here, tell me, in your own church, across the board, how many percent have benefited from this so-called prosperity gospel? How many? If not your preacher. And the wealth that your daddy has, How many of your members can boast of having just 30% of what your daddy has? How many members can boast of having that? Let's start from there, and then we can continue. No, you just tell me. You who is fighting with the keyboard just to tell me how naive and ignorant I am. How many people from your own church have benefited from prosperity? And the God of man said that to be poor is to be sinful. Which means that poor people are sinners, right? These people. And the most funniest thing is that people just sat there and listened to him preach and called them sinners in front of their own faces, and they did nothing. They had nothing to say about it. Well, then again, I shouldn't be too hard on them if they've come this far. Then what is there for them to say, isn't it? What is really there for them to say? If they've been brainwashed to this extent, then can you really expect them to defend themselves any longer? I'm just asking the question. So listen, my brothers and sisters, right? There are many circumstances that led people to be either rich or poor. The country you were born in is one factor. The family you were born in is another factor. The politicians you met is one factor. Your association is another factor. And the list just go on and on. There are so many things. It's not being sinful. No. There are a lot of physical factors that led to people being rich or poor. And I always said that if you work hard, if you are not lazy, if you wake up every single morning and ask yourself, what can I do to ensure that my tomorrow is better than my today? And you brainstorm on that and you actually do something. Now, you might not be the richest person in your community, but you won't starve. You won't lack somewhere to put your head at night. You won't lack what to pay your children's fees with. Life might not be as comfortable as you might want, but you will not lack the needful. That is what I have always said. Praying and fasting won't solve that for you. Giving the man of God all what you have won't solve that for you. Actually, giving to them will never make you successful. It will just make you more broke. But figuring out a way to solve your own problem, using what you have to invest in your education, to invest in some skills gathering, or better still, to invest in a petty business, will help you later on down the road than anything any man of God would ever tell you. So, listen, be your own person. Stop allowing yourself to be manipulated by these crooked and worthless preachers. Stop. Do something that will benefit you. Really, do something that will benefit you. So let me hear your own take in the comment section below. After hearing what this preacher said, what is your take? Do you think that he is going to be worse than David Ibiome, the father of tithe and offerings? Is he going to be worse than him? Because I thought that David Ibiome is the worst of the worst, but it looks like he has a competitor, someone who might out-worst him. So, just let me know what you think in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please like the video, share the video, follow us on Facebook, and also subscribe to this channel. That helps us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you, and thank you.